Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, can somebody call Okra and tell her that those wrinkles, she ain't got to worry about that. She got a whole lot more to worry about for all the dumb things she done did in her life. Well, anyway, just want to talk to you guys about a little something. I just put up this video. This is talking about communicating with the court. Now, I figured I'd explain exactly what that's about, and then I'll tell you about the discharging of debt. Just a little bit, not a lot, just to give you a better understanding of how to take care of the 445 if it were me. Because we're going to handle this if it were me. What would I do? What would I do? I said, now look, hold on. Y'all see that Google thing right up in the middle? We ain't advertising no more Google. We ain't doing that. We gonna do this one. Okay? We gonna do this one. We gonna do that. We ain't gonna do no Google. She ain't advertising no stupid mother. I'm sorry. Whew. Lord has mercy. Oh my God. Oh. Anyway, I did a video recently about taxes, and the idea for the video was to help you guys get an understanding that individuals who are charged with crimes where they're saying the value was this and the value was that, the value is a lie. And you need to challenge the value. Why? Because we're during a banking holiday. There is no value anymore. Congress has not set a value for anything. That's market value. You cannot be charged with market value. Market value has nothing to do with the law. You guys understand that, don't you? Market value has nothing to do with the law. Thus, the response to the court in this particular case right here, this response was letting the court know, wait a minute, hold on. You're administrative. We're not going by statute. I'm not under nobody's statute. I'm under the Constitution. No, that law that you guys did to make everything statutory, that was illegal. Yeah, that's the March 9, 1933 Act. That's part of the Trading with the Enemy Act. No, you need my consent for that. So you can't make me an enemy if I am one who is by nature born in America. I'm an American. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm an American citizen. You guys came up with that United States citizen junk. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All right? I'm in America. I'm not in the United States. And I've always told people, remember, there's South America and there's North America. So when you say you're an American, you're saying you're an American. Anybody else who says they're an American, everybody knows they're talking about the United States of America. People in South America don't say, oh, I'm an American. But if I was in South, I would be saying I'm an American. I'm an American. Okay? Even if I'm in Mexico, even if I'm in Canada. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the whole purpose of that document is to let them know, wait a minute, there's a national emergency going on. That means that you guys are not judicial. No, you guys have suspended the judicial branch of government. You've given judges positions as administrative officers, but sorry, there is no law saying I have a right to an administrative court. There is no right that says I have a right to an administrative court. There's no constitutional amendment. Now, I have the right to redress through the administrative office, but that's my choice. You can't force me to do that. That is by choice. The right to petition for redress is a right. So you can't make it a mandatory law because you can't force me. You can't. You don't have the authority to do that. You need my consent. Or you need the delegatory, you need to have the powers delegated by the Constitution. And Congress, they can't delegate no powers to no president. Congress does not have that authority. The president can only get its authority from the Constitution. And pay attention, that's why that Constitution was placed so long ago. You don't see no new amendments to the Constitution being enacted by Congress. Take a look at all these Congresses we've had. You have no new amendments because they don't have the authority right now. They've been suspended too. They're administrative. Shh! Don't tell nobody, because that would be wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we do is we challenge the stupidity. Okay? We challenge the stupidity. So we do that by challenging them administratively. And we go in and we tell them, well, this is administrative. You have to give us equity because you sit in equity. Sorry, that's why the judicial power shall not be construed to extend to suits in law and equity. Read it. I didn't write it, people. The 11th Amendment, the judicial power shall not be construed to extend to suits in law and equity. That's why it's administrative. They're administrative courts. All right, now, wanted to talk to you about something. And you know what? I think we need to, it's this one right here. Give me a second. I had to almost remember. I remember! Now remember! Okay, it's this one right here. This is how I would discharge a debt if I had one. Our new style money order. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, many of you are sitting up here and you're shooting blanks. And you're sitting up there trying to kill all the little mice that are in your house. And you're just shooting blanks. So in other words, every time you pull that trigger, nothing's happening. Speaking about pulling triggers, last night I decided to look at the news, and the unique thing is I got tired of looking at CNN because I have news updates on my phone, and I got tired of looking at CNN's updates, and I got really, please understand, I got tired of looking at CNN's update, and I got tired of looking at ABC's updates because they're a piece of junk. And so I decided to get the BBC. Now, they are not that much better, but you know, here's the unique thing about the BBC. They give news that we don't even hear about on here in America. We don't even hear about it on our news stations. And this is stuff that some people might be interested in. And I'm not going to go over none of it now, but my phone is tuned into BBC World News, and so I get to catch a lot of stories that before CNN puts it on the news, BBC is already showing it. So, I mean, this ain't like 9/11 where BBC has already been, it's always been ahead of American news because it showed building number 7 already collapsed before the American news ever showed building number 7 collapse. So BBC has always been ahead of the game. And so I am not promoting the BBC because they're the same as the stations here. But I do that because they give me a variety of different stories. And the demographic they're aiming for is different than the ones here in the US. So I don't need to see the bubblegum stories or the ones that are pop culture, because those are the distraction stories. I ain't got time for that. I got enough distractions in my life. It's taken me 11 days. I was going to say 5 days, but no, it's been 11 days to try to figure out an angle of going after some stupid debt collector, because I want to go after them in such a way that I block them in a corner by giving all the notices I need to give and do it in such a way to where I'm not saying and explaining everything. You see, that's our problem, ladies and gentlemen. We spend too much time explaining stuff. So in that video I did right here, notification to the court, what I did is I just basically just told the court. And if you see the language, I'm not mincing my words. I only quoted the Emergency Relief Act. That's all I quote. I didn't quote no case law, because I realized, wait a minute, why am I quoting case law to these administrative courts? I don't have to go by your case law. I just have to go by the law. Your case law doesn't interpret the statute. You don't have the authority to interpret the statute beyond its actual intent. So why am I going by your stupid case law? Okay, because the courts were saying, well, this is the case, and no, all of your case law is what restricts the individual from accessing the court. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. The court uses case law to stop you from having access. And then they use the very same case law to allow the attorneys to have access. They use it when it suits them. Did you know that it is a fundamental principle, foundational principle of law, that no court can change a right to a privilege? So if you have the right to redress, if you have the right to due process, the courts cannot rob you of that right. But yet they're robbing people of that right all the time. They're denying people their rights all the time. Wait a minute, hold on. What law permits a judge to deny somebody their right? Especially if you let them know, I ain't consenting to this. You don't have my permission to do that. What law allows them to do that? Administrative. So attack their administrative procedures, attack their administrative law. How do you do that? The same manner that I'm doing that. And then you do an administrative writ of mandamus and you attack them administratively. Outside the court, because you're already outside the court, so attack them administratively. Establish your foundation outside the court. Now, what do I mean by outside the court? Well, administrative writ of mandamus is a writ of mandamus done outside of the judicial so-called court. It's done administratively. That's why it's called an administrative writ of mandamus. It's not because you are doing an administrative proceeding against an administrative agency. They're all administrative agencies. Okay, we already showed you that the Superior Court is an administrative agency. They're all administrative agencies, people. So, all right, but as far as the debt, here's the thing. Here's the 445 form. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't send that to the Ninth Circuit Court and beg them and plead with them. If they had denied me, because they had denied it on other motions. When we presented other presentments to them, they denied it. They didn't deny it. Sorry, please understand, everyone. To this day, they have never denied my 445 form. But now I'm going to be hammering them on the 445 form. Because I now get to say, oh no, you accepted it in this case. You must give a reason why you're not accepting it in this case. And you can't say that the acceptance in the other case is a mistake. Okay? You don't get to rely on mistake by the clerk of the court. Because now you're going to have to explain why it was a mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, they can't. They can't explain why it was a mistake. Okay? And so that's what I'm working on now, is the paperwork to send out to let them know, hey guys, I'm back. I'm filing another writ of mandamus. Oh, and here's my 445 form. And oh, by the way, I know you're going to be wanting to get rid of it and not handle it, not do it, but you can't. Because I'm grandfathered in. Not unless there's been some change in the law by Congress. And we both know that ain't happening because Congress don't like y'all. And the only time they're going to change something, because see, you change that law now, you change so many aspects of things. No, y'all ain't doing nothing. So get out of my way and have a cloak and a smile. Okay? If I have a debt, and I promise you, if I have a debt, I don't know about it. But if I had a debt, if somebody was claiming I owed them a ton of money, then I write them and I let them know that I am more than willing to pay you. And what I'm going to do, since our agreement doesn't specify the species in which to pay you. And I know you sent me this document saying that you will only accept payment in this form. Well, I'm now letting you know that I do not accept that. And I'm changing the terms of our agreement back to the way it was, the original agreement, that I'm going to return the funds to you the exact way you gave them to me. You extended your credit to me. Here you go. I'm extending $300,000 in credit to you. So in like species, there you go. There's your credit. Now, here's the thing. You can either accept that, and I'll take you to court. I don't have a problem going to court with you on you telling me I owe you something that it is impossible for me to give you because you didn't give me anything of any value. You guys do understand that, right? What do you mean you guys don't understand? I just spent all this time doing all these videos and you don't understand what I'm saying? Look, Nick, excuse me, about to have me call y'all that N-word. Go back and look at this video and watch how we explain to you that the United States government official stance is that there is no money. The United States government official stance is that there is no money. That legal tender is not money. So you cannot pay them with anything of value. Can anybody explain to the rest of the class why you can't pay somebody with anything of value? Wait, hold on. Class? Bueller? 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 Oh, I apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why you can't pay with anything or for anything of value. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. Because the ownership of all property is in the state. The United States government owns all property, people. Remember, it's in the state. It may be in the state, in the counties and local government through the Secretary of the Treasury for the state, the Treasurer for the state, which is where you should be discharging your debt. Go back and listen to what I just said. I ain't going to say it again. That's a hint. By virtue of government. That's the U.S. government. See, it's all lowercase. That's the U.S. government. That's not the government of America. That is the statutory government. They lowercase it on purpose. All right. So because you can't own anything of value, and because the United States government controls all currency and the valuation of all currency in the United States, what do you mean you didn't know that? Go back and read that stupid HJR 192 that y'all keep singing about. It affects the ability of Congress to regulate the value of currency of the United States. So the value of all currency is regulated by Congress. Okay? But we have the equal power under law. So you got to understand these principles. So when I write my letters to them, my letters are not the same as the way you write yours. I'm writing mine from the position of, fine, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Here is mine. See, it's got two fingers on the side and one finger in the middle. That finger in the middle, that's for you. Okay, that's the conversation I'm having with them. But see, you're not having that conversation. You're saying, and take that to the eye, and that to the gut, and here, take that. And I'm going to stab you here, and I'm going to stab you there, and I'm going to keep stabbing you until I get all of this aggression out of me. That's how you guys are contacting them and talking to them. You guys have heard my conversations with them. And if you notice, it may appear that I'm raising my voice, but I'm not raising my voice. I'm getting a commanding voice. And because I don't sound like a person of color, I sound like one of them boys who've been born in those little rich little buildings and houses and neighborhoods. They are taking aback when I give them attitude. Because the way I sound does not sound like the aggression that they are thinking that they're hearing. So I use that to my advantage, people. Oh, you are so right. You don't sound like you look, and you're right. It does sound kind of strange when you raise your voice. I'm not raising my voice. Well, yeah, whatever. Well, anyway, it does sound kind of strange. So it's not a matter of, do I know something more than you? Of course I do. Come on now, stop, oh man, you're funny. Anyway, it is not that I've done something better than you. Of course, everything I do is better than you. Just kidding. It is simply because I operate with the knowledge of knowing I have the right to do it. I don't operate and just do things just to be doing it, saying that because the sky is blue, I have the right to parasail anywhere I want to, including over the White House. You understand? I understand my limitations because I have limitations. But I also understand that if I have limitations, they have limitations. You see, I operate off of principle. You guys keep hearing me talk about foundational principles. I operate off of foundational principles. I got people who I'm sorry, this is funny to me. They try to quote the Bible to me. People, I'm not saying that I know more about the Bible than you. You already know that's the case. Anyway, just kidding. No, I'm not. Ladies and gentlemen, quoting the Bible to me and doing it out of context is horrible. Because, see, if I quote scripture to you, I'm going to give you the second scripture to back it up, and I'm going to give you the third scripture to back it up, and I'll probably give you the fourth and fifth scripture to back it up, and then I'll give you the all-around scriptural principle to back up each one of those scriptures, because the Bible is supported by itself. Doesn't need me to support it. You need the Bible to support you. I don't need the Bible to support me. I just use the principles that are written in scripture, and I put those in words. For instance, hold on. Let me pause y'all for a second. I'm going to pull up something. Teddy says he don't feel like being lonely tonight, y'all. Now, hold on. The court is not set up to determine, and I just stopped here. I didn't actually pick this. I just decided to pull down to get rid of some personal information of the person. And I stopped here, and I decided to read number 3. But even if I wasn't to read number 3, I'll read number 3, 4, and 5 and let you see it's all based on principle. No, I won't read 3, 4, and 5 because that's continuous. I'll go 3, then 15, then 18. Okay? 3, 15, 18. All right? Yes, 3 to 15, 3 times 5, plus 3, 18. 3, 15, 18. The court is not set up to determine whether or not a person has raised this or that issue. The court is supposed to be set up to redress grievable issues. That's all the court was there for to begin with. That is the principle by which the courts are established. They're there to establish disputes. And that's all a grievance is a dispute. Every state constitution must recognize the right of the people to petition for redress. Every state constitution must recognize the Bill of Rights. That is foundational principle of law. That's why you have a right to petition for redress in every state constitution. Okay? I'm stating principle, people. So no, we do not have to tell the court how to do its job. Of course we can't tell the court how to do its job. But why does the court always ask us, what does you want us to do? What is it you're asking the court to do? I'm just asking you to do your mother job, idiot, stupid, ignorant mother. You see what I'm saying? All right, that's 3. Now, like I said, I deal with principle. All of my documents are principle-based documents. 315, where's 15? 3:15, it ain't 3:15, it's only 3:08. Hell, it's 3 o'clock. The declaration by the president in his capacity as president declaring a national emergency was completely within his rights. The principle. The president has the right to declare an emergency. He has that right. However, the enactment of the March 9, 1933 Act, which conferred congressional authority on the President of the United States in his capacity as President and his capacity as Commander-in-Chief, was wholly illegal. The principle, what's the principle there? Separation of powers. It was unconstitutional. It was a breach of the public trust. The president declared a national emergency because he said it was in the interest of the public. Congress enacted the Act of March 9, 1933 because they said it was in the interest of the public against foundational principles. Now let's go to 18. Like I said, all I deal with is foundational principles that they can't argue with. That's why you will never hear them rebut any of my documents. Oh, by the way, Thomas Clark Nelson said the exact same thing, that they have never rebutted a single one of his motions. Now, they used to rebut my motions when I used to do them the way the pro se legal lawyer type people do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do it that way anymore. Pay attention. I have maintained, supported by actual facts and conclusions of law. Oh, that's what respects. It's supposed to be with respects. I'm so glad I caught that. With respects to the federal and state national emergency declaration, that the court is not of the judicial branch, that somehow the state and federal government has blocked access of the people, of which I am a member of the American people, to their access to the judicial branch. They have created a conspiratorial act of gatekeeping, and I challenge the statute. I challenge the administrative operation of the court and their non-judicial nature as a matter of course and as a matter of right. These are principles, people, because the government, you're supposed to have access to all branches of government. They have suspended the government without due process. They didn't follow the process. Wait a minute. What you mean they didn't follow the process? What the you talking about they didn't follow the process? Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Congress has announced, not me, the United States Congress has announced that the United States Congress did not follow the process. The vast range of powers taken together conferred enough authority to rule this country without reference to the process, making it unconstitutional. They admitted that what they did was unconstitutional, people. These hundreds of statutes delegate to the president extraordinary powers exercised by Congress. Congress conferred its powers on the president. That's a violation of the separation of powers clause. That's what paragraph number 18 is saying. But I didn't just say that, did I? I said that in a different way. But the court understands what I'm saying because of the way that it is written. You have to learn how to say what you need to say without hitting somebody in the head and stabbing them in the neck, okay? Because that's what most of you do. You guys want to sit up there and jab somebody in the eye. I just had somebody, he knows who I'm talking about. He went into a court and he did something. I told him, you can't do that. And he went in and he did it anyway. And I told him, I said, you are confrontational. You can't be confrontational with the judge. And he is now having to suffer as a result of him being confrontational with the judge. It's all right, y'all. Y'all done heard me tell judges off. Y'all done heard me tell judges where to go. But if you notice, I know exactly when and where to stop. The fact is, ladies and gentlemen, you have to apologize. I apologize to the court. I don't give a about you, you ignorant mother. I'm apologizing to the court. You and we gotta have words on a different level, but I'm talking to the court. You ain't the court. You just some idiot in a row. I'm talking to the court. Court, I'm so sorry, court. Court, I ain't got no basketball no more, and I'm gonna sit on the sidelines from now on, court. I'm not gonna be playing no defense in nobody's court, and I'm not gonna be putting no pressure on nobody. Not gonna be hand checking nobody, and I'm not gonna be dribbling no papers up and down the court. No, not no more. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I have the success I have because of, one, the God that I serve, not because of me. I try to do things the right way. I try not to exaggerate, and I definitely try not to lie. Now, I don't mind saying something and allowing the court to see something different. Because if they ask specifically, they get the actual specific answer. But if I give them a general response, such as, this is what I had to get somebody to understand. And ladies and gentlemen, when you do a motion to the court, hold on. Wait, let's do this one right here. This is the petition. The one that this was the PDF. Now, this is the PDF. Do I want to do the PDF? Yeah, we're going to do the PDF. I took the PDF and I converted it to Word. See this right here? That's me converting to Word. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, where's the date? Do y'all see the date? What the date? What the date? What the date? What the date? Okay, well, let's just say the person signed this document and they said it was October 20th, 2017. Do you know that when you sign the document, you're not saying that that's the date the document was signed? You guys do understand that, right? Hold on. Give me a second. I'll show you for real. Y'all see Teddy talking about how it's so good, loving somebody? Look, I do hereby present this. Hold on, people. Voice recognition, 1 second. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the mandamus from the attorney. and you see he puts this date. He's not saying this is the date he put it into the court. This is not the date that he did it. He just puts this date because it must have a date on it. This is not an affidavit where it has to have the date from the notary and the notary sign. And even on my documents that needs a notary stamp, the date on my documents may be a year before it even gets notarized if it's mine, because it doesn't have to be that way. These are the things that I understand. I learned these tricks from attorneys, people. Oh, and by the way, see this right here? You have no idea how many times I put that at the end of my name. Okay? You have no idea. Now that we got the Defrauded Homeowners of America, we'll be doing an update on that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still waiting for the court to get back with us on the Defrauded Homeowners of America lawsuit. So they take their time. So I'm just waiting for him to get back with me because they have to try to figure out how to dismiss it, and they can't because we gave them proof that we served the Attorney General. So they are trying to figure things out, and we're going to let them figure things out some other day, some other time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let you go. Just wanted to give you this little brief information, to give you a little brief understanding. Again, if I'm trying to put a 445 form in, I'm giving them an authorization letter. And I'm telling them that the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has recognized this as a proper means for paying fees to government agencies and organizations, as it is the design and intention of this form. If you present it to the Social Security Administration and they refuse to pay, and you send me a copy of that refusal letter, then I will make other payment arrangements with you. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day. If I'm sending a money order, there's no reason for me to have a routing number at the bottom. It's not a check. Are you following me, people? I just added the routing number and everything because it got things taken care of a lot quicker. But they've changed their policy. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Why not send the 445 form along with a money order? Without the routing number, without saying it's a check, just calling it a coupon. Somebody tried to give me the definition, telling me I should look up the definition for voucher. People, I've been doing this for too long. Coupon, voucher, remittance coupon. I know the definition of those. I've done too many videos on those. Please stop trying to educate me on you're just now doing research. If you've been doing this research for the last 15 years, then maybe you can tell me what you have learned new. But if you just started doing this research a couple of years ago, please stop trying to give me new information thinking you're teaching me something. God, that's like a 5-year-old trying to teach a 28-year-old. Oh no, come on here. I want to show you how to tie your shoe. Come here. I'll show you how to tie your shoe. This is the way you tie your shoe. Okay, that's the way it feels like. So stop it, people. Some people are giving me information that, like, why in the world would they think I didn't have this already? Ladies and gentlemen, I know how excited you are to, you found something new and you found some new information. You want to share it, but not with me. Okay? If you find some new information, and like I told many of you, some of my videos are directed towards the people who've been doing this for a while. Why? Because I'm giving them information to add to what they already know. Because I acknowledge the fact that they already know this stuff, but here's a different angle of looking at it for them because they already know. However, those of you who are just learning this stuff, pay attention, just learning this stuff, it would be redundant and completely cynical. It would be complete ignorance for you to think that you could communicate with me something about what I've already talked about on video before, that you're supposed to be trying to teach me something new. It doesn't make any sense, especially if you're going to teach me how to write a money order. I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it was called Our Style Money Order because it was our style. We created our own style. And I said we, it was me. Nobody helped me with that. I created that based on my knowledge of over 25 years ago, writing fake checks. 25 years ago, statute of limitations is up. But it's actually 30 years ago, 2 more years from now. Okay? But just to let you know, I already understood what was supposed to be on a check, and we did that before they had all these little fancy color laser jet printers and all that stuff. Okay? We did that when we had to copy and paste. Okay? And I had to learn everything on my own. Nobody would teach me. I had to get my little checks and my Microtone ink and all that on my own. And I didn't have a hard time doing it, but everybody else did. And because they didn't know how to do it, and because they weren't giving up information freely, I didn't tell them how to do it. So everybody had to come to me to get checks printed. All right? That's when I was doing things the wrong way. I don't do that stuff anymore. Okay? And again, I did not hide. I did not run. I did not try to use gloves and get rid of fingerprints. No, because I never operated that way. I told people I don't do things. I don't hide. I don't do sneaky things. That's not my life. It's never been me. But I do things the right way. Now, before, it was the way I looked at the system. I knew there was no money, so it didn't bother me. I knew that the banks had insurance, so each one of the items I wrote, the individual did not suffer a loss because the banks had insurance, and I always made sure there was a flaw in my item so that when they did do their research later, not immediately, they would discover that it was not from the original person, no matter how the signature looked, because our signatures usually was dead on. But no matter how the signature looked, they would always be able to tell that it wasn't from the person, so that the person never, ever, ever suffered longingly as if they ever had to pay any of it back. It was all insured. That was the reasoning back then. Although it was flawed reasoning, that was the reasoning. So now you know. I say to all of you, that was before they came up with all of these wonderful little laws to punish people who do stuff like that. So don't go trying that bullshit now. That junk don't work. And I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything like that. I'm just saying that for the people who want to tell me how to do a check or a money order or anything like that, people, I've been doing this since the late 80s as far as that stuff is concerned. Okay? When the printing quality of printers were horrible, and the computers and the 500 megabytes, 600 megabytes, 1,000 megabytes. See, y'all are not old enough to realize that the computers back then only went to, during the early 80s, 600 to 800 megabytes. If you don't remember the Atari 800 computer, it's because its capacity was 800 megabytes. Okay? 800 megabytes. Now, if you don't understand what a megabyte is, before you can get to you have kilobytes, then you have megabytes. I remember when all we had was little flash drives. If only you guys knew how horrible things were back then, that we thought a flash drive, and then we thought that these little CDs, man, the CD, I can put stuff on a CD and it's 700 megabytes. That was horrible, ladies and gentlemen. 700 megabytes. 700 megabytes doesn't do nothing for you. You can't even get many PDFs that are 700 megabytes. Okay, what I'm trying to say, back in that time when we did what we did, we had to be creative, and only those who were able to get it done and was good at it were the ones that people came to. Everybody came to me because I worked and figured things out. Nobody to teach me, figured it out. That's how all of this has worked for me. I did my own study, did my own research. I figured things out. Right now, nobody's helping me. I am figuring out the system. Oh, sorry, Jehovah. I apologize. Sorry, my God, the one that I serve with a complete heart. He helps me. I asked him to please help me and allow me to figure out this stupid system and how they operate. Now, you all, for the life of me, for the life of you, you can't tell me that I don't understand how the system operates. You can't tell me that I don't have the foundation of everything that's going on. Remember, from the very beginning, that let's go down to the HJR 192 so you guys can see it, because I don't want you to be taking my word for it. Okay, pay attention. Be it resolved by the House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, General Assembly, that every provision is contained and made with respect to any obligation that purports to give the obligee the right to require payment in a particular kind of coin or currency. See, require payment in a particular kind of coin or currency or an amount of money in the United States is declared to be against public policy. See, they understood this. But see, I wasn't running with this crew. I didn't have this information. I had to figure it out based on what was already there. Pay attention so that you guys get it. Every obligation, everything is a United States obligation. Every obligation heretofore, hereafter incurred, whether or not any such provision is contained in, thereto, or made with respect thereto, shall be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar. But go and look at HJR 192. Wait, let's do that. Let me let y'all see, because we done talked about it. I need to let y'all know, because y'all want to know how you be discharging your debt and how you be writing these things and getting your stuff answered, and people sitting up there responding to your stuff. I can't get nobody to respond. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I understand. I used to smoke crack too, so I understand how it feels to be in despair, wanting your next hit. I'm kidding. I didn't smoke crack. I snorted it and yanked it up my own. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what everybody refers to as House Joint Resolution is actually the Act of June 5th and 6th, 1933. That is the so-called official title. Okay, hold on. 73rd Congress. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the wording. Okay, this is another one of those sites. I'm looking for the actual act. I'm not looking for the stupid site to tell me about it. Let's see. See, and pledge us as collateral to back the government debt. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you have to pledge the interest back to the United States. You will find, just look up pledging the interest to the United States. You want to pledge it to the interest of, and any interest of the United States. I'm looking for this so I can show you something about what the HDR, I don't want to know. See, this idiot is talking about what can we discharge our debt through the government. I don't want to go to a site like that and have, I can go here because I know the document is here. Okay, I know the document is here, but however, pay attention. That's a new site. Okay, 2015. Oh, look, he put scripture there. He says that I should bear witness to the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the truth Jesus was talking about when he said, when he was talking to Pilate in the 18th chapter of John, talking about how he came. He tells you the reason why he came. Go and read John the 18th chapter and listen to him talk to Pilate and explain the reason why he came, because there's so many people who are so backwards and don't really understand the reason. He says it in his own words, y'all. His own words. Own words. He says it. Okay, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. You need to understand, to assure the uniform value of or the coins and currencies of the United States. Don't worry about whereas blah, blah, blah suffers the proper regulation and jurisdiction. This is where I told you, Congress said that This stuff that people were doing with golds and coins obstructs the power of Congress to regulate the value of the monies of the United States. That Congress needs to maintain at all times equal power of every dollar. Nickel dollar, coin dollar. What do you mean? It doesn't say that. Yes, it does, you ignorant mother. It says coined or issued by the United States. So it's talking about coin and paper, you ignorant mother. You're not reading. You're just going off of what somebody done told y'all because y'all keep listening to idiots do these videos and tell y'all what the law says instead of showing it to you. So let me show it to you again because you ain't listening. Why you got to talk to us like that? Because you don't listen. And because you don't listen, that's why he's got his hands up. You see him? Hand here, hand here. He's talking about, I'm free. You guys ain't free. You still chained, which means none of us are free as long as one of us is chained. Ray Charles. What? Whitney Houston. I mean, there's so many people who saying that. Sandberg. As long as one of us is chained, none of us are free, y'all. I'm free. Anyway, it says it was inconsistent with the declared policy. This is congressional policy to make sure that every dollar is equal in power and coined or issued by the United States. Well, dollar bills are not coined, ladies and gentlemen, but they are issued by the United States. They are dollars. Remember, equal power, and remember, we're talking about to regulate the value of the money of the United States. They're talking about value, so equal value of every dollar in the market and in the payment of debt. Wait a minute, Congress doesn't get to control the market, but now they did. Now they did get to control the market because remember, there was a stock market issue. And therefore, be it resolved. Okay, so this is where you get that jump. Now, hold on. Just want to make sure y'all know that it was Congress' right to regulate the value of money, because that's what Congress was saying. Congress has the power to regulate the value of money. They are completely within their authority to do that because they want to assure the uniform value of the coins and currencies of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, if they really had value, they wouldn't be uniformed. Equal power of every dollar. Every dollar is worth a dollar, ladies and gentlemen. Value and worth. That's how I'm able to get my debts discharged. Ladies and gentlemen, when I have them, it's because I understand. And so when I write my documents, I write them with this understanding. When you write your documents, you write them with all of this junk that's on the internet understanding. That's why you don't get the response that you're looking for. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Stop thinking when you send out your letters that you are going to get over on somebody or that it's going to get rich quick for you and that you're going to be able to repeat it every single time. It takes persistence. So the first thing you have to recognize is they don't want to be bothered with you. These companies that collect debts, they just want their debt. So give them something that they can walk away with. So I'm going to suggest something, just suggesting this, people. Give them that 445 form. I know it says it's for those public agencies, but let them know that if they fill out this form properly, that they will receive your monies from the trust account that has been set up for your estate. That's what I would suggest, and I would give them, I do hereby authorize you to receive these funds from the blah, 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 Social Security Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, wait, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I just got this news flash because I just thought about it. Why don't you guys send a letter to the Social Security Administration on behalf of the institution? You don't have to fill it out. You send a letter and their bill to the Social Security Administration saying they are requesting these funds from me. And you guys are the trustees over my trust account. I hereby authorize you to disperse payment to this agency immediately for the debt for which they claim is owed them, and I hereby demand that you do it immediately. Please note that I am keeping a copy of this communication to your offices. As trustees, you're obligated under the trust agreement to carry out the wishes of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't do that to pay your grandmother, your grandfather, your grandbrother. It has to be one of those corporations set up under the Secretary of the Treasury for which you owe a legitimate debt. Okay? And you send it to the Social Security Administration, ladies and gentlemen. There is a trust account with the Social Security Administration. Look, hey, the minute the Social Security Administration tell you that there is no trust account set up for you, tell them, really? Then you're lying. Say, that's a shame that you would sit up here and lie to me like that. We're not lying. I don't even know why you would say we were lying. Well, because the definition of lying, it means to deliberately not tell the truth. So you are lying. Because since 1933, the United States government, including the creation of the Social Security Administration, which was created in what year? Please tell me. Okay. Since 1933, we've been under a national emergency. That means that all of the property and all of the people are owned by the United States government. And as a result, the United States government holds all of the people, all of their property as obligations of the United States. Of course, you're the trustee. The property can't be the trustee. I'm the property. You can't make me the trustee. Under the agreement, I'm supposed to be a ward of the state. You can't make me a trustee. Just like if I was to go to jail, do you pay the jail for my being there? So please don't play games with me trying to tell me that, no, this is not the way I can do this. Of course I can do this way. You are the trustee. I can order you to pay these bills because it's coming from my trust account that was created as a result of the national emergency. And my trust account is a government obligation. It's a security, i.e., because it deals with the public, it's a social security. Why do you think it's called Social Security, people? You think somebody just decided to call it Social Security? No, it was a social experiment. Remember, it was called the New Deal. The government worked out this New Deal. There was Let's Make a Deal, Monty Hall, who passed away last year, I believe. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on. People have been trying to explain it to all of you, but you guys, there have been some crackheads doing videos and talking out the side of their neck and telling you, hey, you can get rich quick. All you got to do is do this. Follow me. And everybody goes jumping off the cliff because somebody says this is the way to do it. Again, I don't tell you what to do. I give you suggestions and tell you do your own homework and research. Everybody must be a responsible adult. So be a responsible adult and do your own homework and research. Okay? All right. So this is my letting you know that if literally, honestly, truthfully, if I was going to pay a debt or how I've gotten my debts paid is based on these understandings right here. But as you can see, again, I can explain what I'm talking about as I talk about it. There is no special magic to it, people. That's why you see any old Tom, Joe, Smo who has a basic understanding of this tries to make money off of it because they had a little bit of success. Look, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me, go and look at the Legal Redress Commission and see what they're accomplishing. Absolutely nothing. Because there's nobody there that has any more knowledge other than what I left them with. I don't joke. I'm telling you the truth. There is nobody there that has any more knowledge than what I left them with. They don't have anything else to go with. They're not helping people with anything else because they're stuck. Probably on Monday, or maybe tomorrow if I have the time, because I'm doing a lot of paperwork and I'm trying to formulate the ideas of putting together the paperwork. Probably on Monday, I'll give you guys a full brief outline of everything that SATCOM is doing. And I assure you, once you hear this, now here's the thing. As of today, there is no more CPNs. We will not be offering CPNs with the Oh, no, no, no. We're going to be offering it, but we're going to be offering it as a separate package. Why? Because of the value. Sorry. Sorry. Won't be offering any more CPNs after today. No, it doesn't mean that you get to go and apply today, ladies and gentlemen. It's because of the value. And that's what we were trying to tell this to people. We're offering complimentary CPNs to people along with their 98 series number, and they didn't understand the value. They weren't getting it. So the video that I'm going to do is going to explain to you exactly what that's designed to do. Not in detail, because I can't give you all the details. That right there, too much liability with that one. But ladies and gentlemen, you can find out exactly what you're capable of doing with all of this after that video. Okay? But again, we were going up until this month, and as of today, this morning, not now, too late now, but as of this morning, you won't be able to acquire the CPN with the birth certificate process. It's just not anymore. It will be its own separate process, and it will have its own separate name. So this is just me letting all of you know that at least with us, you get a whole lot more than you bargained for. Come on now. You come listen to my video and it may talk about one thing, and look, then next thing you know, you got 5 or 6 other things that you have to focus on and reflect on. Benefit you is what we do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to take off and do what I need to do. Y'all take care. Goodbyes. Have a good day. We see y'all later. Now, don't y'all dare. Don't